Back to the Rewind Tournament Expert Division opening round, hole number 7. Here we're going to be blasting it down towards the green, trying to give ourselves an in-bringer shot for the eagle. There are definitely some different wind angles and wind strengths that you can get here, which will cause you to have to play some different types of approach shots. I'll go over those when we get to it. For the drive, we're adjusting P5 plus 10% max. We're setting up at P5 max rest. APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 2/3 of the blue ring in the bunker. APOC 7, 1/3 of the blue ring in the bunker. And then APOC 8 is blue ring touching the bunker. That is all at P5 max rest. You're going to adjust P5 plus 10% max. APOC 5 and 6, you need to push up 6 rings. APOC 7 pushes up 7 rings. And APOC 8 pushes up 7.3 rings. You want to keep your winds above 11 mile an hour. So you can switch between a Zerk or a Globe as needed. If you play the shot with less, then it's certainly going to affect the type of approach shot you have, and also brings the bunker into play. If you get like a hard crosswind with a low wind, you want to make sure that you push that up to max. So hopefully you don't clip the bunker on your first bounce. If you go to push up and you're not able to push up the amount of rings that you need for your APOC level, then you can add 0.2 topspin for every ring short that you can't push up. So you'll see it here. I think I'm a ring short here, so I think I add 0.2 topspin for this one. Now, if you don't have that, don't worry, it's going to depend on your rollout. If you catch the short rollout, you'll end up having to play a thorn shot. Say you're playing this with APOC 5 and you can't add any additional topspin. If you get the short rollout, you'll just have to play a thorn shot for the approach. If you catch the good rollout, then you can play the EB shot, all right? Base spin is 6 top spin, 2 left spin, quarter ball left curl, full overpower, right? P5 plus 10, pull straight. You don't want to pull this one all kinds of cockeyed because it's going to change where you land. If you're pulling crooked and then pushing up, you know, it's going to be a different amount needed, right? Because you're going to be pulling to a different level. Like I said, full overpower, quarter ball of left curl. So basically you want, you know, the left side of the ball just outside the shot circle on the left. And then do your best to hit perfect. This one has been minor, great, left, safe. Not so sure about great right. You most likely end up in the rough if you hit a great right here. There is some risk involved, but there is always risk involved with ascendant shot. So just keep that in mind. For the the approach shot plays P5 plus 20% at slider using the standard EB rule. However, you're most likely, depending on where you land, going to need to add some backspin to this. So what we're going to want to do for our approach shot is always set our bullseye on the center of the fringe and then add spin if needed, so that the ball guide is just going through the back of the cup. You'll see that I'm going to have to do that here. So here we're going to be playing this one right around 73 slider. And when I set this up, I can't play it with no spin, right? Because you see that I'm bouncing way long. So what I'm going to do is set up with the ball guide going over the top of the cup and then just add spin until the ball guide is going just through the back of the cup. You see, it's going just through the back center of the cup, like so. And my bullseye is centered on the fringe. And you still play this P5 plus 20 standard EB rule. All right. I have found that for this approach shot, it's easier to push this adjustment when you try to pull this adjustment because it's on a little bit of an angle. It's hard to get a good line as far as where you need to start your pull, right? So my recommendation is to push this adjustment for your inbringer. If you catch a short rollout, the Thorn backspin shot plays P5 plus 25% at slider using max backspin. You're going to count rings for men, 1% per ring for men. And then you'll need to offset it depending on how many rings you need to adjust, right? So if you adjust between 4.8 and 5.3 rings, then you need to offset 3/4 of a square left of cup. If your adjustment is 5.4 to 6 rings, then you need to offset 1 square left of the cup. If your adjustment is 6.1 to 6.4, offset 1.1 squares left. If your adjustment is 6.5 to 6.9, then you're going to need to offset 1 1/4 squares left of the cup. And then you want the tip of the ball guide to be just short of the top of the cup. So it'll be above the cup. All right. The only other shot that you could run into here where you're kind of between inbringer and the Thorn backspin shot, if you're less than 10 rings from men and you want to, you can play a Thorn dunk. You'll aim center of the cup, just inside the back of the cup with your bullseye, and then adjust it P4 numbers minus 10% at slider. You're counting rings for men. So if you're 7 rings short, you'll play it P4 minus 10 at 7 slider, right? And that's for the dunk. Tricky little wind direction we've got here. The good news is we still can get it there. So still a good chance at dropping the eagle, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt wind. I wish you the best of luck. Hope you get the drop, and we'll catch you on the next one.